Let me talk a little bit about what I think are the core motivations for businesses to engage with AI ethics. Because I have to say that when I first started doing this, it was like pulling teeth, talking to businesses and trying to convince them essentially that it was in their interest to engage with these topics. And that's not the case anymore. But I think it's important to understand what are the motivations, because if you're going to try to approach businesses with to provide services around responsible AI, you have to kind of understand what is in it for them. Why should they engage with you? Why should they engage with organizations like ForHumanity? And this is my take on it, and I welcome in the Q&A, to give me your take as well. I think there are really in my opinion, three kind of core motivations. There's risk mitigation, there's building trust, and then there's, of course, intrinsic societal good. And I think we should not discount the last one, although the pessimists among you may. If it were only that easy to convince businesses why they should care, I could one slide and I'd be done. But we have to dig a little bit deeper. So the risk mitigation is the downside risk. So if you're going to use AI in your products and services, there are risks involved with that. We have to understand what those risks are. So at the top, I've sort of split them into two here. The top three, I think, are what I would call fundamental risks. And in fact, I think ethics and safety are really the two fundamental ones. I think privacy is sort of a subset of ethical risk. But, AI can do bad things, and that's very clear. And so there's sort of an intrinsic risk that AI is going to do something that's unethical, that's unsafe, and that could violate someone's privacy. Now, from the business end, what does that translate into? So the bottom three here are sort of derivatives, I think, of what's happening above. There's compliance risk, right? There are new regulations, there are new laws, and there are old laws which have new context in terms of AI that businesses still have to follow. And so compliance risk, when you have a really complex system, becomes difficult, like to really spot where are you going to step over the line. Liability, especially in places like the United States, liability is always going to be a problem. And so if you are having automated systems doing things that could affect people, there's always a chance that you're going to harm someone and that there's going to be a liability risk. And then reputational risk is, at this point, one of the key motivating factors for working with businesses is that reputation can get harmed. And this is a sort of a one slide to just show, I don't think I need to talk to anybody in this audience about what's happening right now in terms of bad press around AI. AI, it's obvious now that AI is propagating a lot of harm. And some of it is more perceived than real, but there is also a lot of real harm that's being dealt out by AI. And so businesses have to face this. And a reputation is a serious asset that businesses have that they have to protect. And so this is something that they can't ignore anymore, because all it takes is one bad article. All it takes is some senatorial committee calling you in to ask questions for this to become very real. And so I think businesses are waking up to this reality that